Of that man you're looking at, Carlos Monzon, and mastery is the word. He is a master of boxing.
Well, he's given a explicit example of why he's won all but 3 of 100 fights in his career, 9 draws, 81 victories, and why he has won 18 straight, made 13 successive title defenses, and he has not he has held the title since back in 1970 when he scored that impressive knockout win over Nino Benvenuti in Rome. But however, here's a game challenger, Rodrigo Valdez. Despite being outclassed in the past several rounds, here he is in round 12, still hanging in there. A tremendous determined fighter, a former champion himself, showing championship form, the will to stay in there and perhaps pull this out, even though the odds right this moment in round 12 are heavily against him.
A true champion never gives up, especially in boxing, because anything happens right up to the final bell, and I've never seen a Gil Clancy fighter quit, because he's got a bigger fight coming when he gets in the corner than in the middle of the ring if he quits on Gil Clancy.
Well, you can see the swelling now in the eyes, both of them gradually starting to close, which certainly is not going to help his vision any, and limit, of course, his ability to get to the middleweight champion of the world, Carlos Monzon. You see him there in the black trunks with a red stripe. The referee is Roland Dakin, and we're in Monte Carlo as the challenger sort of wrestles and bowls his way, pushing the champion into the ring, and they have to be separated by the referee, who takes a close look now at the left eye that has been cut of Rodrigo Valdez. But it's not stopping Valdez because he's coming right back.
Much slower round, as you can see. Monzon has put it into neutral for one round. He really had it in gear the last time.
Less than 30 seconds remaining in the 12th round. Only 3 more to go after this, and that will determine whether or not Carlos Monzon, who many say is this will be his final fight, whether or not he's going to retire as he predicted. Some predicted he would. He wants to go into acting. This has been his stage for many, many years, and he's been the hero here. He's been the star. And he certainly is that star tonight, as he takes a couple of chops, and that's the bell for round 12. And the bell for round 13. Again, they touch gloves in the center of the ring and ready for due battle in the 13th round. The challenger in the white trunks, Rodrigo Valdez, against the great Argentine middleweight champion of the world, Carlos Monzon.
Good action by Rodrigo Valdez, who came out hooking just what Gil Clancy told him to do. Repeat that hook, and he put in 6, 7, 8 hooks in a row. It didn't do much damage, but they sure woke up Carlos Monzon. He has got to come on now in the tail end of this fight if he even has a remote chance of winning a decision. I personally don't think he can win a decision if he wins every round. He must knock out Carlos Monzon. Monzon is not at all impressed, and he has gone back to his regular style of fighting.
I'm sure that among other words of wisdom and advice that Clancy has let the game challenger know that perhaps he is trailing in this fight, and he's got to put some heat on the champion. And the champion knows it, and he's cleverly just taking his time, biding his time, tying up the challenger, not wasting any punches, preserving his energy in case he needs it. And the rally is sustained by this game challenger, Rodrigo Valdez. Again, the referee, Roland Dakin, separating the two fighters, the champion and the former champion.
Maybe working harder this round than he has before as fatigue mounts, exhaustion builds up. Rodrigo Valdez begins to run out of gas. He is calling forth all the energy he has, but he's not able to get off what he wants, and then he falls into a hapless clinch.
A couple of good jabs by Valdez and a good right hand. Another good left, chases Monzon and pushes him against the ropes. And Monzon content to come out and grab him and bust him with a couple of shots to the kidneys. They're separated once again, and again they go back into a clinch. And you can see Monzon grabbing with his left and holding the right arm of Rodrigo Valdez, and the referee coming in and slapping him away and separating them.
Monzon is just powdering him with left jabs as he comes in, but the clinches that they go into, you can't see here, but you can see the face of Rodrigo Valdez. His mouth is open, he's breathing hard. He seems to put everything into one flurry and then falls in, hoping to get some respite and rest.
Less than 40 seconds remaining in round 13, scheduled for 15. Will we have a new middleweight champion, or will the great Carlos Monzon walk out of the ring once again, as he had so many times before, the middleweight champion of the world. Less than 20 seconds remaining now.
Rodrigo doing most of the fighting. Monzon content to let it go to the bell. He's not doing much fighting.
Well, he's fighting defensively, just protecting himself and tying up the challenger, perhaps wearing him down a little bit. And the bell about to sound for round 13 from Monte Carlo. Round 14, again in the center of the ring. Both fighters early off the stools and right out there, not having to be told to come out and fight. This is their job. They know what to do. And Valdez, I'm sure, has been told what he has to do if he's to pull this out and once again regain the middleweight championship of the world that he lost.
Valdez has 14 and 15 to try to catch Carlos Monzon. Monzon content to box away, jab away, knowing he's got a big, handsome lead, not worried about winning if it goes to decision, and also loading up to catch Rodrigo Valdez, perhaps with a thunderous punch and knock him out and not have to go to decision.
Amazing how these two fighters are now in the 14th round and really not showing too much fatigue. Valdez in the white trunks has taken most of the punches, been on the receiving end, but yet he continues to come in. A tremendous physical conditioning and preparation by both of these great fighters in the middleweight division.
Rodrigo Valdez has shown some signs of tiredness, Bob. His eyes are almost two slits now. They're all puffed up. The cut has not been a factor due to the excellent corner work and cut work of Gil Clancy. It has not been a factor at all in this fight. Oh, that was nice.
I almost sense, Ferdy, that the champion Monzon scoring there with a good uppercut and then again getting tied up or tying up his opponent, that he's not trying for a knockout. He's being content now. He's probably feeling he's far ahead on points. He's not being as aggressive as he was 3 or 4 rounds ago. Probably saying, I've got him. Just be careful now. Don't get, just be cautious and don't get over anxious. Of course, that comes with experience and ring savvy and know-how.
Quite right. He doesn't need to risk anything with Rodrigo Valdez. He has no reason to gamble with him now. The only thing to do now is to hold him off. There's a minute left in this round. He'll have this one out of the way. One more 3-minute period, and he retains his middleweight championship, and he can go on to a lucrative movie career in Argentina.
Well, he scores with a good right as Valdez comes jumping almost into him. The referee, Roland Dakin, again doing a fine job in this fight from Monte Carlo. Actually, the fighters' behavior has been excellent. It's been championship behavior and sportsmanlike conduct by both of them. As we move on to 30 seconds in round 14, a good right there catches Monzon, but he's backing up and taking a lot of the effectiveness out of the right hand thrown by the challenger. Good short chopping left hook followed by a couple, but Monzon pushes him back with the left jab and himself scores with a right. As we move on to 10 seconds now, and once again they're separated. And round 14 is about to go down in the record books from Monte Carlo.
So now we come to the 15th round of the middleweight championship from Monte Carlo.
Well, there's no tomorrow. This is it. Round 15 about to get underway. Both fighters, Rodrigo Valdez, the challenger, first out to beat the referee, and his opponent, the champion, Carlos Monzon. A friendly gesture. They touch gloves, and here we go. The final round. Who will be the middleweight champion of the world in 3 minutes from now? Will it be the challenger, the game challenger, the former WBC champion, Rodrigo Valdez in the white trunks, or the very popular, the national hero from Argentina, Carlos Monzon, one of the best ever of the lighter weight fighters to put on gloves and step into the ring? 100 fights, 81 victories, 18 consecutive victories, 13 straight title defenses, the champion since 1970. Will he go out a winner? Will he retire to the stage, another kind of stage, one that is not in an 18-foot enclosure? But that's the story, and that's what happens. That's what will happen in the future here. Let's see, Ferdy, as we go into the final 2 minutes of round 15 from Monte Carlo.
As they touch gloves, Monzon framed the words in Spanish, suerte, which means luck. And that is just what Rodrigo Valdez has not had any of for the past 14 rounds. And some measure of his lack of luck is due to the man you see before you, Carlos Monzon, who has skillfully outmaneuvered Rodrigo Valdez and beaten his face into a mushy pulp. He has sustained a cut over his eye, which has been well taken care of by the ace corner man and cut man, Gil Clancy. But right now, it's a different problem. He's not worrying about the cut. He's not worrying about his face. He's worrying about how to knock this man out. Whether he can do it, we'll soon see. We're past the halfway part in round 15, and Rodrigo still cannot find a solution to this enigma.
A very smart and clever champion is the man in the black trunks with the red